beginning, there were gods. Nah.
Well, you're not too far off on that one.
True, we just weren't aware of it in the beginning. Surprise, gods are down here.
Oh, shit.
We visited some spider people.
Always a good time.
Yeah, so as per usual, as most adventuring groups are, a collection of misfits ended up together on a mission to close a demon portal. And they decided to pick up every side quest on the way and then immediately ignore all of them. Get the emotional investment in without any of the payoff, and then jump straight head first into the demon portal.
I mean, I would too.
So on the bright side, we do stand a decent chance of having or being able to rescue the what's the term? I can't think.
The Grove Tender.
Grove Tender. I want to say Den Mother, and I was like, that's not it. Grove Tender before she gets mauled by demons.
Yeah, so we were accosted by a Den Mother in training to go save their troop leader.
God, I need to make them scouts now. What kind of badge is Nola gonna earn from this?
The PTSD badge.
I didn't get eaten by a spider badge.
I ran away from danger badge.
The I've seen some shit badge.
God, I need that.
It's just a blank face with a 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary, and we'll definitely fold you in as soon as it's dramatically appropriate. But I believe we left off with the would-be four of you having just jumped into the maw of the demonic rift.
After Vanali deucing on that oh, what was it? It was a like a demonified drone, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just giving it the fuck you.
Alright, well, there is a little bit of a scene change here as you guys begin to fall. Given the size of the rift you jumped into and that you guys aren't exactly planar scientists, you're not super sure what you expected when you jumped into a demonic rift. What winds up happening is that you fall for an amount of time. You have something to compare it to from your recent adventures, and it's not as long as jumping down the hole that almost broke Middy's legs. But it's you definitely spend some time traversing this space. But at a certain point, there is an orientation flip. And although you still feel the sensation of falling, as the blank obscurity of this transitionary part fades to where you can see light again, it's above you, and you find yourselves hurtling upwards out of the ground to come find a solid purchase in Pandemonium. You all sort of crawl around, have to pick yourselves up from sort of the sprawl position that you've landed in. But what greets you is the realm of hell, the strange, partially stone, partially flesh terrain that seems to be closed in all around you. And as much as it might frustrate part of your brains that are sick and tired of tunnels at this point, it does appear to be another sort of enclosed subterranean space, except this time the walls kind of move and pulsate with a alien and ununiform breathing.
Ew.
Well, at least it isn't freezing this time.
It's not by any means like an oven, but it's definitely warmer in here, and it definitely has that sulfurous rotten egg smell.
Ew.
Well, I take it as the Zoan of the group here probably have a better sense of smell than the others, so it's probably affecting me more.
I mean, it could definitely not be pleasant.
Mitty's just gonna cover his snoot and try and get a lay of the land a bit.
How about the rest of you?
Vinali is kind of looking around, trying to find a still point to focus on to kind of resettle his stomach after falling for so long.
Yeah, the terrain here is about 50-50. It's mostly stonework, and I just say work. It looks more like man-made structures and not natural rock formations. But running throughout them are these like bands or veins of just seemingly like muscular tissue.
I think Cal's probably a little more used to uneven footing since he's used to the sea, so he'll probably has his wits about him fairly quickly and follows Mitty.
Okay, as you guys get up and start to look around, you're seemingly in just a room of sorts, perhaps. There doesn't appear to be anything really in it besides the way forward, a single chamber out. But looking back, like where you came from, there's no hole in the ground. There's no obvious sign of how you entered or how you would get theoretically back if you wanted to.
That doesn't seem very good.
Well, I think we should focus on trying to find or to figure out to find a solution for why we're here before we worry about how to leave.
Still, it would be good to have a backup plan in case things go incredibly sideways.
Is it not sideways enough? We're in hell.
Well, no, technically it's upside down right now, if I recall correctly. Sideways would be another direction entirely.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, should we get started?
Well, she's got, what, a day's journey ahead of us?
Hopefully she hasn't kicked it yet. Mitty is going to begin searching for any signs that might betray that someone else was here.
Okay, make me a survival check. And then since you're doing that, who is going to take point in like progressing forward?
I guess I will? Question mark.
Okay, make an investigation check. Okay, one better than the other. This actually works though. So as you begin to sort of search forward and look for where you guys should go, Venali, you lead your companions further into the unknown. You pass through, again, a number of chambers that seem to branch out. There's sometimes a few other ways to go, sometimes there's not. It begins to feel more like you're in some kind of ruins or something, and this is a familiar feeling to you. It feels, like I said, more man-made than like a natural cave formation necessarily. But you're starting to get frustrated, Mitty, by seemingly the lack of tracks or any kind of prints of any kind, really. You start to wonder, how could she possibly have sort of gotten away from you already when you presumably entered the same way. When you guys come to a stop in one of the chambers, you're looking around and you see up ahead of you and on every other exit, the walls suddenly contract and close.
Finale is immediately getting ready for an ambush.
There's a tense few moments where you guys wait for some conflict to occur, but after a few heavy heartbeats, you see the muscle fibers in the wall slacken, the doorways open back up, but in different places than they were before.
I really do not like this.
Oh, this is gonna get frustrating.
And potentially gross.
I think I can begin to see why the way behind us closed. It seems like that happens with just about every entrance and exit.
Leave it to a place called Pandemonium to be, chaotic and never shifting.
With your investigation roll to Venali, you notice the occasional mural on the wall, or some sort of other art forms that are occasionally interrupted by the biological elements of Pandemonium, but otherwise seem to be fairly consistent. And make an intelligence check for me.
Good.
Yeah. You haven't had an extensive chance to study it or anything, but you taking in the surroundings, it does seem very familiar to your brief stint in the City of Healing. And you think you recognize Arakai architecture and artistic styles.
I think we're in the city that, well, pieces of it anyway, that fell into the abyss. It wasn't so much destroyed as it was absorbed down here.
Well, that's...
That's unfortunate.
Can't say I'm too surprised.
Well, it does mean there will be some extent of, I don't want to say planning, but sense to this place.
I don't know if that, relieves or concerns me more.
Well, for now, it doesn't mean much of anything, other than the fact that we can at least identify room's purpose to some of these places we find ourselves in.
Are you continuing forward otherwise, though?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So you continue forward, and you pass through, at one point, a very long hallway with to the left and right, like torch settings every 10, 20 feet or so. Although the torches that would be there are conspicuously missing. You pass by a much larger chamber that has a almost like a fountain in the center of the room that's seems to be set down into the floor a few feet so that the water could collect there.
That water with the quotation marks.
You have a feeling of what the nature of the city was, that it might not have been water.
It's certainly not water now.
Correct. But it seems for all intents and purposes like you're walking through a hellscape version of some just Arakai temple type structure. And you get confused and turned around at a couple of points when, over the half hour or so you're traveling, 2 or 3 more times, you will get into the room and just every exit will close and reopen in a different place. After some amount of time, you will find one way that you had yet previously had not seen, which was a set of stairs leading up out of one of the rooms.
Well, an elevation change, that might give us some perspective on things. Let's head that way.
Just as long as it isn't as labyrinthian as it is down here.
Oh, I imagine it will be.
Okay, so you guys ascend the stairs, and there is, although harmless, a very curious effect. And so, what's the marching order here?
MIDI in the front.
So, MIDI, Vinali, Cal.
Yeah, I'll pick up the
Yeah, that
rear.
works.
Is I'm blanking on Richter's character's name. Are they not with us?
Mish.
Mish.
Yeah, Mish should be. I'm just gonna, obviously not do too much with them since he's not here.
Gotcha. Just making sure.
Yeah, for narratively, they are still there and participating, but players absent.
Gotcha.
Probably being as snarky as ever.
So, since MIDI is the first one forward, there comes a point when you think you're about halfway up the staircase or so, Vinali, where you watch MIDI step forward and suddenly, disappear.
I will immediately rush forward to make sure that if any weird effect is going on, that it doesn't wind up separating us.
Okay, so if you rush forward, then Cal behind him, you see the two of them disappear.
Oh. Okay.
Bye bye.
Turn the fuck around.
I mean, I'm still probably gonna go with y'all. I don't want to be here by myself.
Okay, so everyone walks forward one by one, and there's this just arbitrary moment in the staircase where, as you step forward, you feel there is no longer a step beneath your foot, and you go to trip. And by the time you fall forward, you've righted yourself up and you're on the staircase upside down. So you guys Mobius stripped. You're on the back side of the staircase now, if that makes sense.
Welcome to the MC Escher portion of Pandemonium.
Well, this is unsettling. Get the feeling I'm not going to be able to keep my lunch down very long down here.
Well, you're going to want to try, because something tells me we're going to be here for some time.
But otherwise, that effect was harmless and just a bit disorientating. But you guys continue upward, and you'll eventually make it to what you think would maybe be the top of this temple. You get into the area where there's still the stone and ground, like the stone and flesh is the ground beneath your feet. But there's a bit more of like an open space above you. And you look around, you can see what looks to be the just discarded corpses of a number of Arakai sort of scattered around this area, and a large basin in the center of it.
Any signs of movement?
Make a perception check.
Roll20 is being really nice to me. I don't look forward to the rest of this session because it's not going to keep up.
There is always slight traces of movement as the walls and surrounding terrain twitches from time to time. And there does appear to be motion in the basin, but the bodies are still.
There might be something moving in the basin, but the corpses seem to at least be corpses, which is nice.
For now.
But I suggest we approach with caution. Frankly, I suggest we approach everything with caution, but especially the basin.
Well, as you approach, sort of looking to the side and looking at the scattered bodies of the Arakai, it's a little bit grotesque. It appears as though something has broken their exoskeletons around the stomach area and sort of eaten all the soft parts, but left the rest of the body alone. If there was any soul there at one point, it is long gone. These are just the discarded remains. As you move forward towards the basin, you see the classic sort of whirlpool swirl of just a thick red liquid that is seemingly just spinning.
I'm assuming it's blood.
You could make an educated guess.
Well, that would beg the question. I thought the Arakai bleed blue.
Question begging.
Do the detective in every police procedural thing and stick your finger in the blood and taste it.
That's not a very
Safe or hygienic thing? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not.
Roll for HIV.
Exactly.
Hope you like hepatitis. Because you just got the alphabet, bitch.
But as you're watching it for a while and you seem a little perplexed by it, you'll see something small suddenly fly up out of the liquid and crash onto the stonework beside you.
How small abouts?
About like a basketball-ish.
Mitty will approach the unidentified crashing object.
You sort of kick it over, and it's definitely damp. Whatever this basin is full of, like it does seem to wet whatever came out of it. But you kick it over, and it sort of crumbles in on itself, and it just seems like balled up exoskeleton of Arakai.
It's like a chitin ball. Mitty will pick it up and then he will throw it back into the basin to see what will happen.
Okay, make a d20 roll with your dexterity.
Swish.
Okay.
Kobe!
You one-handed rear back and launch it into the basin. And you expect, because this thing's fairly shallow looking, it's like if you stepped in it, you think it would come up to your waist. So you expect to hear the crunch, and it doesn't.
Do I hear a thump as like something heavy going into being submerged in water?
You hear it break the surface tension, and then nothing.
Ooh.
Does anybody have a 10-foot pole?
I have an axe.
I have my longsword.
Wouldn't suggest sticking anything in there that you don't plan on losing, though.
Either of you have any rope?
I believe I do.
Right,
Yes, I
maybe roll a d4 for me. Okie dokie.
If you are fine with it, Mitty is going to borrow some of your rope and tie it to one of the many Arakai corpses and dangle it into the thing and see what happens.
Okay, you do so. You drop the corpse in like an anchor. It hits the water, disappears, and 10 feet, 20 feet, as much rope goes as you'll feed it.
I'm not feeling any resistance other than the dead weight of the corpse.
Correct.
Mitty will pull it back out.
Okay. I'll flip scene here real quick. I'm writing your character name. Hold on. Conry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, hello. Oh my god, that's not his voice.
So you are ankle deep in the liquid, which is annoying you. It's frustrating your usually, you think, quick on your feet agility. It's allowed several of these creatures to get closer to you than you would like, even as you're fending off the largest one. You watch out of the corner of your eye, although you're keeping focus on the creature that you're fighting. One of the tiny imp-like creatures ball up the body of whatever it was eating and throw it into the swirling hole in the center of the room.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to click that.
You're fine.
Okay,
Af-
so I got lost when I clicked that button. I kick what?
You are just fighting a number of creatures, and you're not really sure entirely why. You watch one of these imps ball up what it was eating and toss it into the swirling center of the room. A few moments later, it flies back out, beans him in the head, and knocks him over. Then, a few more moments later, another body of one of these creatures comes up and like sort of floats like Jesus rising above the water.
Connor's having one hell of a day. Holy shit!
And it just continues to go up 50 feet in the air, just seemingly being supported by weightless rope before it is like yanked back into the water.
That was so much better than I was expecting it to be.
It's freaking great. I love that. Okay, hold on. So, I'm currently being assaulted by some creatures, you saying?
Correct.
So, turning my attention away from that at the moment is probably not a good idea.
Well, you do see the big one is determined and it's been harrying you the whole time. The imps around the room are staring pretty gobsmacked at this and they seem much distracted by it.
I mean, to be fair, so am I. I guess I would try to walk towards the area where the stuff came flying out of.
Okay, yeah, you see about a 20 feet pool wide of just swirling reddish liquid. It doesn't seem particularly deep, but these things seem to be flying out of it.
So it's got to be deeper than it appears, so. And they've got to be coming from somewhere, especially if there's a freaking rope attached to one of them.
And at the moment, the thing that's staring you down is pretty ugly and has some very large pincers in front of its mouth.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I would probably just try to, like, reach into this pool and see what's down there and see if I can grab some.
Okay, so you break combat stance with this creature. You go back and kind of try to fish down into the thick water and see if you can and find purchase on anything.
Yeah.
On the other side, all of you see a slightly furred humanoid hand come up and sort of like scrabble around the rim of the pool, sort of reaching for something.
Finale takes like 3 steps quickly backwards and falls on his ass.
Mitty is going to grab the hand and yank it out.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
I can't make rolls today.
Okay, so you are not lifted off your feet, Conry. You definitely feel a sharp tug of your arm that sort of seems to pull you towards the pool, but you're able to not, like, it doesn't force you through.
Okay.
But you do feel like another hand sort of grab yours and start pulling.
So is this another threat, or is it a way out? I think I might try to hold on to the hand and try and get pulled back out of this place.
Okay, so like you go into the pool voluntarily?
Yeah, why don't I just like dive headfirst into it? Like, full on.
Okay. You dive in, and there is the incredibly disorientating feeling, and you feel it in like your earlobes, like or sorry, like the ear canal, like where your equilibrium is, as you both. Oh, sorry.
You feel my ears popping?
Yeah, like you feel the complex sensation of falling up and down at the same time, and you emerge, yes up, yes down from the pool on the other side, and you see an assortment of a giant bear person and a couple of pointy-eared humans.
What the fuck? I suppose it's better than the fucking pincer face thing I was dealing with.
Yeah, but the bear person has you by the arm and is sort of like helping to pull you up out of the pool. To the rest of the party, describe what your character looks like.
You want her to tell us or us to tell her?
Her to tell y'all, but then if you want to describe your characters to her, you can.
Okay. Just making sure I understood that right.
So am I describing what Connery's feeling? Because he's feeling pretty fucking lost right now.
Well, what does the party physically see as they fish Connery out of
Okay.
the?
So he's being held on. He's being grabbed right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of imagine him like just kind of dangling in the air by his hand, covered in whatever this like blood red liquid is, and probably looking a bit like a drowned rat.
Yeah, it is a. Go ahead.
And wiggling around.
It's almost like a bear holding a salmon.
Kind of, yeah.
So, Midi, you have fished up a lichen male that just seems to be dangling from your grasp.
Midi will he'll kind of look confused at this. He was not expecting to pull a lichen. I from what I remember about lichen, you told me that they were like the kind of black sheep of the Zoans, right?
Yeah, so yeah, the full beast lichens are called the lupos. They are black sheep. Their half breed kids, which are the lichens, are a bit more tolerable because the human part of them doesn't make them totally berserk insane, but they still have rage issues.
All right, so yeah, Midi is going to look perplexed at this lichen that he fished out, and he'll say, "Friend or foe?"
Connery's probably a bit confused and desperate at this point, so he'll probably say friend just to stay safe. In the hopes that he stays safe.
Yep, good enough for me. And Midi will place the lichen on the ground.
So are you just holding your breath under there? What? I'm so confused right now.
You think you're confused?
Is no one going to say anything about my impressive fishing skills?
I mean, the hand was sticking up out of the water. It wasn't that impressive.
Well, I feel like the bait worked.
It certainly caught you something. Oh wait. Suppose apology or not thanks for rescuing me is in order.
Well, you're welcome, I guess. I wasn't really expecting to rescue you here, but I guess happy coincidences.
Happy little accidents.
How did you get down here?
Your guess is as good as mine right now. I just woke
Wait,
up.
do you not remember?
Nope. I just woke up in this weird place and got attacked and then fell through a hole in a lake. In a pond, really.
Yeah, I will say, Connery, you have no memories of any place that's not this.
Or whatever it was I just fell through.
Like you say weird. This place, although probably does seem weird to you, is the only place you can think of that you've ever known as a place.
I mean, that's true. I don't really know much else besides this, considering I don't know much else at all.
Got no memories at all? Do you know your name?
It's Connery. It took a minute.
Oh, that's a start.
It's better than nothing, yeah.
I guess introductions are in order then. Conry, my name is Middendorfy. And, as Rin mentioned, he is a large Urso, more. Well, I guess you don't really have a basis if you don't have memories, but he is a very beastly looking bear person.
Yeah, he certainly is that.
Full bear, to clarify, too.
Yeah.
I'm Benali. You see a tanned half elf with a neatly trimmed beard and some facial tattoos and a scar under his right eye.
All right.
And Cal?
Cal is a kind of slender, shorter elf, full elf. Weirdly enough, looks similarly to Venali in coloration, if not clearly being a little more elven than him. And he has finally put back his sword that he had brought out of concern.
Justified concern, I think.
And then a very short, very sassy, seemingly human girl will introduce herself to you as Mish.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all, I suppose. Better than the last people I had to deal with in here.
I can imagine. We're probably the only friendly faces you can remember, I guess.
Well, the last face I saw was covered in pincers, so I can't exactly tell if it's friendly or not, to be honest.
It's about this time you guys all are alerted by the sound of the water surface breaking. And you all turn and you see the head of one of the imps break the surface and sort of look around to see you all and just sort of locks eyes with everyone, blinks a few times, and then pulls back under the water.
Well, that's probably going to be a problem.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of them down there.
Well, folks, up for a swim?
Well, why not get ready for a fight right here? If they're going to come to see us, we can at least be ready to attack them the moment they break the surface.
Didn't look like it was all too ready to do that.
It might not be, but the one that was chasing after me might. He seemed pretty determined to have my head.
Was it bigger than that?
Yes.
So were you going through, or were you trying to wait there?
Midi is of the opinion to jump through.
Do you want to fight soaked in this weird blood-like liquid?
It wouldn't be the worst thing I was covered in while fighting. Actually, it's probably par for the course, actually.
Well, it seems like we've jumped indoors already so far, so.
I'll just remember the last time we got some demonic fluids on us. I wound up extremely paranoid until I cured myself.
Well, I'm not paranoid, so I don't think this is gonna actually do anything to you.
See? There we go.
It's just incredibly uncomfortable. Just
Yeah.
don't drink it.
Sorry, go ahead.
So just try not to drink it. Imagine it tastes very bad.
I will say, for as much as it looks like blood, and you'd think, well, obviously it's blood. Seeing Connery, who just dove through it, and they are damp and dripping. It doesn't smell like blood. They don't have that irony tinge, and it doesn't really seem to be staining their garb or anything.
Since I pulled Connery through, I probably have some on my paw, right?
I'll say you could, sure.
Does it like have the same texture?
It's like water, like as liquidy and lack of viscosity as normal water compared to blood.
Okay.
Does it have a taste? Because I feel like Connery diving through may have gotten some in his mouth.
now I just imagine when I pulled you up, we locked eyes and you kind of spit what was in your mouth in my face, like,
Just dribbles out.
It tasted like very, very bland, uncooked steak.
Oh. Ew.
I don't know how that could have, possibly made it worse than just tasting like blood, but you made it worse than it tasting like blood.
It's cooked
It's not blood, it's just liquid chunk.
It's just liquid
Thanks.
meat. It's like a steak smoothie.
Stop!
I call that the ye old granddad.
You know what? Maybe the demons are on a liquid diet. It's not our place to judge.
I'm gonna kick you out of here so hard. I fucking hate it.
Alright, so into the meat toilet.
Red.
Meat tub.
Ew.
It's a meat tub time machine.
Ew.
Yeah. Midi will he'll plunge in after that imp.
I was gonna say, I'm not going first, so you go right ahead.
Okay, you guys at different times will dive in, and you'll experience the same upside down, disorientating feeling that you've gotten a couple times already here in Pandemonium. But when you pull yourselves up on the other side, you see kind of a mirror of what you'd been, where you'd been previously. But there's like a solid couple inches of this murky liquid sort of just covering the entire ground here. You look around and you see number more of the Arkai, imps that have been feasting on them, and one of the very large guardians of the demonic rift you saw up above. I'll move you to that map.
So is this the pre or post transmogrification? Like, is it the big one or the small normal one that after the polymorph effect wore off on it.
It's one of the big ones.
Ah, fun. Is Vanali's with, right? Like with me on the other side right now? Or am I alone right now?
Did all of you go over or not?
Wouldn't have jumped first, but I would have gone in.
Then I'll say you emerge first, Midi, but over the course of 10 seconds, the different members of your group will come up with you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did Mitty let go of Conry before he dove in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had placed you down the moment you said you were friendly.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, Conry probably went after them just because it's safer to be in a group anyway.
Yeah, so this is the place you guys find yourselves in. All eyes sort of swivel to focus on you, and big ol' Mr. Pinchers sort of levels all 8 of their eyes back on you, Conry.
God fucking damn it.
You wouldn't be you wouldn't happen to be able to do that thing again, would you, Vanali?
Perhaps. Hopefully I won't need anything else, because that'll be the last time I can do anything of that magnitude.
So this is the point when I ask everyone to roll initiative.
Where is that?
That is between armor class and speed.
Don't forget to click on your token.
Oh. What do I do with the token?
So if you click on your token in the map and then hit roll initiative, it automatically puts you in the turn order.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me try that again. There we go.
Alright, and I guess I'll do Mish.
And the twins have twinned. What is Cal's dex?
Do what?
What is Cal's dexterity?
It is 18.
Okay, so you'll go before me.
Okay, so we will begin with combat. So starting off, it's Biggin.
The big boy.
Oh, I hadn't scrolled up enough to see the big boy. Hi, big boy.
Okay, so the big boy is going to level down with his pinchers aimed right at Conry and make a bold charge.
Shit.
Okay, so does a 16 hit your armor class?
My armor class is 17.
Okay, so it doesn't. So the creature levels and charges at you, and seemingly is trying to knock you back into the forgetting the name of it now. All the ones that weren't memes. Into the fountain.
The meat toilet.
That's the name of this episode. Journey through the meat toilet.
Oh, sounds like a Rick and Morty episode.
It does.
Then
So
a
he
second
tries-
swipe.
Toss me back into the thing.
Yeah, he tried and missed, but I'll make a second swipe, and he rolled a 3, so that's gonna miss. So effective munch dodging. All right, Midi, it is your turn.
All right. Midi is going to bonus action rage. He will do. He's good on health. He is going to do claws,
Alrighty.
and then he's going to do overwhelming force. And he'll try to knock. There, he'll try and. Well, actually, it's a large creature, right? I don't think overwhelming works.
It is a huge creature.
Okay, I don't think that works then. Anyways, he'll use it. He'll give it the good old bear punch.
Okay, yeah, 23 hits, so 6 damage.
Okay. And then he will follow up with a claw attack.
Alright, 8 damage. Okay, cool.
Very nice. And yeah, that'll be it for Midi.
Alright, so did it said that Cal was first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so Cal, you go.
I'm gonna skedaddle up here and use my longsword. Take a swing.
Alright, may make an attack roll.
Oh no. I forgot I still don't have that as a weapon. I never
Oh.
added that to my weapon list.
1 second.
I'm sorry.
Should be able to just roll a like do your dagger roll and then roll damage.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, I added it twice.
Sure. I'll take 2 of them. I'll do it. It's fine.
You're going swashbuckler, aren't you?
Sure, why not?
Pirate.
Gotta get you sabers.
Eventually.
Saber and a
What is
pistol.
that gun?
That's the key.
Roll them bones.
Okay, I should have it added now.
E?
And the crit. Nice.
Oh,
Whoa, hold on.
I told you if we needed to adjust that because it was OP, we can do that. He gave.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
was that just the sneak attack damage? I'm confused.
It might have been. I have it checked. Do we need to uncheck it?
let's see.
No, the sword's at the bottom.
The sword's the bottom one. The sneak attack is the top.
Okay, it just confused me. Like, did you click to manually roll the damage?
No, I just click longsword.
Oh, I thought you had to. I don't know why that's auto rolling damage now.
Yeah, that it was doing it for me too.
Maybe it's an update.
I don't
I
know.
just
I'll
rolled it
check on
again.
that.
I just rolled it to see if it would do it again. That's all. Sorry.
No, I just before it wasn't auto rolling damage. I don't know why it changed, but still 24 damage.
Whew.
So 24 plus Drew did. You killed it.
Wow.
Save my spell slot then. I'm glad I'm glad
Nice.
Cal went first.
Do we need to recalibrate that sword? Recalibrate?
I mean, a crit's a crit, especially from a rogue.
yeah.
I do think maybe in the future, if you're going to use that for a long time, I might make it to where you can't two-hand it with finesse.
That's fine. We can adjust. But for now, I just killed a bitch, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'll work on that after you get out of hell. But yeah, so Cal scoots up and takes advantage of the large creature sort of over correcting to try and knock you off, Corrin, Connery. No, Corrin's the Fire Emblem character. But yeah, so the creature sort of overextended trying to bull rush you off, and Cal just comes up with this slick elven longsword and just raises it up underneath the neck and just beheads the creature.
Finesse that baby. Impressive.
All right. Anything else from you, Cal?
No,
All right.
I think I'm happy with that.
I'll let you go next, Finale.
All right, I am going to, after shaking off the shock of seeing something so big die so quickly, we'll turn around to face this one in the corner and cast Toll the Dead on it.
Alrighty. Yeah, it didn't have a ton of hit points, but rogue crits.
Rogue snake attack crits. It's. Thank God that Cal isn't also a paladin.
Okay, it did succeed.
Okay, so it doesn't take any damage then.
Alrighty. Anything else?
For now, no.
Okay, I will have Mish then. And I still think their sheet is wrong. I think they have more than 29 hit points. I'll fix that next time they play. But yeah, he'll activate Rite of the Dawn for the radiant damage. Take max damage from it.
Big oof.
Okay, and then runs over to this imp, uses their reach spear, and will stab it. Okay, and does it a kill? Actually, would have killed it just with the radiant damage.
That's funny.
Because they, you guys will probably all notice as the imp gets stabbed that there is a burning sound, and the screeching of the imp fills this room as just the radiant energy from the spear just seems to like disintegrate the imp. Right, but now it is Conry's turn.
Okay, and how far does my character get?
Let's see. You have 40 feet right now, which is 8 squares.
Is that like on like connecting squares or diagonally?
Diagonal works.
Because I want to go to this guy there, but I don't know if I can reach him.
Yeah, easily.
Okay.
There is a ruler tool on the sidebar to the left if you want to ever use it.
I will explore that in a minute. I guess I would use my fangs of the fire thingy.
Okay, just the normal hit, or you want to do the extra damage with it?
I'll do the extra damage.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead and check that then, and make an attack.
Wait, which one do I click? Fuck.
Yeah, so, the one in the global damage modifier, the fangs, the tick box there is the extra damage if you want to use it, which costs key to use. The fangs of the fire snake is just your normal fire damage punch, which you can use as much as you want.
Okay. So then I click the one under damage / type for the extra damage? Or, wait, how do you actually get the extra...
So,
Sorry.
do you see the field global damage modifier sort of under your attacks? If you click that box there, that's what gives you the extra damage.
Okay, so if I click that and then click Fangs of Fire with it checked.
Right. So you should be able to hit it, the name in the chat there when the Fangs of the Fire Snake. So why is hers not rolling damage auto, but everyone else's is?
That is a good. Is it a setting on the character sheets?
It should be, yeah, in the options.
Let me take
Yeah,
a look.
mine had been reset. I did have to change it back again.
Where is that?
It's on the far right box in the gear tab. Auto damage roll.
Here it is.
But-
Don't auto roll damage.
But you were good, Juju. Just click the name Fang of the Fire Snake in your in the chat pane.
Like that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So see that did the 5 is your normal punch damage, and then the 1 was the extra damage you rolled for the key point.
Okay.
So you used 1 key there. So do mark down. You have 4 out of 5 key now.
Figure out where that is.
Which the key is right to the right of your weapons.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
So yeah, so you punch the imp judiciously in the face, and all of you see as this wolf boy's furred paw clenches into a fist and just decks the imp. There is a burst of flame that rides off of the imp's cheek as it just is knocked straight down into the water and just seems to not get back up.
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You use 25 feet of movement. You still have 15 more if you want to move a bit more.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh.
Like if you wanted to move closer to another one for your next turn.
I guess I'll move closer to this one. How many boxes is that?
Every box is 5 feet, so 3 boxes.
There you go.
Alright, so now it is the imp's turn. The one at the top by you, Conry, is going to run away. But then as it is running, it sort of reaches back, or sort of looks back at you, rears its head back, and exhales a single long, about 1.5 to 2 foot long needle that just comes rocketing towards you.
Ew, gross. Can I dodge that?
Okay, well, I'm rolling shit for attacks. It rolled a 2 plus 4, so I don't think a 6 hits.
So the answer is yes.
So it missed you. The one to the right is going to back up some and fire at Midi.
Bring it.
Does a 17 hit.
That's yeah, that hits. Meets it, beats it.
Okay, so
I take it back. Don't bring it. Don't bring it.
4 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make an integrity save, but you have 100, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you pass that.
Auto pass. Yay.
It's then one by Cal. Misses. And I don't think an 11 hits Finale, right?
No.
Question mechanic wise. Is there like a feeling that we get whenever we did I feel anything strange when I got hit by that needle that would have led me to believe that there's something going on in this place, or is the integrity still unknown?
I'll say, as the needle flies at you and just sort of hits somewhere in your shoulder pec region, it barely hurts. You hardly feel it. It's almost laughable. Oh, were you raging, by the way?
Yes, I was.
Because that should be half too. I don't know if you did that. Did I say 4? It should have been 2 damage then.
Okay, I fixed it.
Sorry, I just remembered you were raging. But it's like you take the damage and you hardly feel it. And even though you are raging and you're used to that the way that feels mentally and emotionally, as you take the damage, it's not pain, but you feel a really deep-seated sense of fuck that imp. I'm going to tear his eyes out and skull fuck him.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
I know I'm a barbarian, but come on.
Well, it is your turn, Mr. Barbarian.
Okay. Well, Middy's going to run over and pull its eyes out. No. Middy is going to charge at this thing and give it the good old bear tack.
Bear hug?
It was this one over here, right?
Correct.
Yep. Okay. Overwhelming force.
Alrighty.
Not gonna knock him back though. Does a 13 hit?
Let me double check. Yeah, it does.
Yay! 8 damage.
Dead.
So yeah, I just run up to it and just give it a good old bear smack, and it goes flying. I think that was all of my movement, so that'll be it for Middy's turn. Actually, I'm going to use my free item interaction to pull out one of my hand axes, and I'm going to toss it to the one south of me.
Okay.
Actually,
Like,
wait, no, I can't. Sorry. I forgot I'm not 5 yet. Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. So next it's Cal.
Okay.
There's one imp, I think, just-ish outside of your normal
Yeah.
walking range to the left, but you could dash as a bonus if you wanted.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, and you gonna slash at it, I assume?
Heck yeah.
Well, actually, because you are a swashbuckler, that is still sneak attack. Because of how their shit works, which is hilarious to me. And not that you needed it, you like overkilled him by 100% of his health.
Nice.
I gently tippy tap my way over and then cut his head off.
Alright.
Good old elven finesse.
Yep.
Alright, Vinali.
Alright, seeing as how going for a saving throw didn't work to my advantage this time, I am just going to fling a firebolt at that same one again.
Alrighty. And that will hit. And that will kill. Okay, so Mish isn't gonna be able to reach that one. Connery, do you want to finish the last one off?
Yeah. I'll go up to it and do the Fangs of Fire again. I'm not gonna bother with the extra damage this time.
Alright, that hits. Alright, that... It's still alive, but that did damage. You have another attack, which is part of your action.
This will do the my martial arts, my just basic.
Okay, you can Fangs of the Fire Snake again, or you can just martial arts it. Yeah, that works. Okay, yeah, now it's very
Jesus.
dead.
you beat it up, set it into a what is it, the finish it thing from Mortal Kombat, and then just fatality.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta.
Okay, so with that, all of the imps have been dispatched, and the ambush you guys walked into seems to have been pretty handily and without many resources being spent dispatched.
Killing it. That sounded ominous, though.
But yeah, so you guys are standing in the top center. You're not super sure, but remains of this Arakai temple, as grotesque as it has become, and surrounded now by a plethora of dead demons. You all watch as within a few minutes, as you guys are collecting yourselves, all of them eventually give up their red demonic souls that just sort of hover there briefly.
Miss, you want to do the honors?
She will say something controversial, but stride over and begin cleansing them.
With a long, drawn-out sigh, she'll...
Actually, I'm going to
Just
have
because
her...
I'm the only one who can do it, why am I always the one who has to have to do it?
I'm going to roll something for her, actually. Okay, yeah, she is able to cleanse them all.
Yay.
And she's not here, but as a character point, you guys notice that it is harder for her to do that here. The souls seem significantly more resistant to being exorcised than they did on the surface. But over time, taking another 10 minutes or so, she's able to cleanse all of them, including the transformed Arakais.
Well, I guess that makes sense. This is their plane of existence, after all.
Probably doesn't bode well for the future, though. Stick here much longer.
Yes. That, well, that actually segues perfectly into this. What's your plan here, Connery?
Well, I'd like to just get out of here. If I'm honest. I don't know how I ended up here, and I'd like to leave.
Well, that's understandable. Fortunately, can't really, well, A, I don't really know how to leave, and B, we're actually here looking for someone, so before we even, try and put pen to paper on that, we still need to find them.
Well, there's no way I'm sticking around this place alone, so I guess I'm coming with you.
Well, we'd definitely appreciate the extra fists.
And I'd appreciate a little bit better company than these things.
You, out of character, did you mention that this is the only room that you remembered?
Yep.
So, these are, your friends, I take it, and, there wouldn't have happened to have been anyone else that you remember seeing, would there?
Well, first of all, they're not my friends. They tried to kill me. Second of all, no. I do not remember. I was kind of panicking, to be fair.
Alrighty. Well, it doesn't look like she, made it here, and... yeah, who knows? There is the possibility that, nothing. It's nothing.
Is it, though?
Well, we heard tell of a party being sent into the rift ahead of us, along with with our target that we're looking for, and well, you might not have memories of it, but it's not it wouldn't be impossible that you were part of that same party as her.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't be impossible, but I I couldn't tell you either way, to be honest.
I don't suppose you at least have a rough idea of how long you've been down here.
No, not really.
Make me an intelligence check. So you can just click on, I think, your intelligence score itself, and it should roll that, right?
Yeah, click on the name.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, you think you've been down here for maybe a couple of days, 2 or 3 days at most. You really hadn't seen many creatures at all until yesterday. And pretty much everything has been some breed of demon like this that has just pretty much tried to attack you on sight.
So have I just been like wandering around trying to find days?
Yeah, pretty much. You're not sure how you got here entirely, but you haven't, in the time you've been sort of meandering, haven't seen really any way to go elsewhere.
Well, until I saw things coming out of that pool. Then I ended up elsewhere.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's, yeah, basically just been down here a couple of days. Seen nothing but demons trying to kill me. It's hard to tell time, though. I can't imagine there's any sunroofs or anything I can tell what time it is through.
Well, to be fair, where we came from, it's not much easier.
We're only about a day behind our quarry, right? Isn't that what we were told?
Yeah, I believe that's what they said. Granted, that's if they, weren't lying through their... Do they have teeth?
Mandibles?
Eh.
Without the voice mod, Mitty's voice sounds a lot more Texan.
I'm trying. I need the voice mod. There's the air in Pandemonium has a naturally high count of helium. That's why he sounds higher pitched.
There's no bears in hell, just helium.
You just become
Quick,
the
say
only...
Eldritch Blast.
Help! I'm floating.
Who'd have ever thought they'd find a day when they saw a bear fly?
Yeah, further up from the carnage, you guys do see a way you could ascend yet further, and there appears to be some like flickering, maybe torchlight or something up ahead. It's some signal of somewhere to go, but
Well, I don't have any other leads, so I guess
We haven't
onwards
seen
and
any
upwards.
lit torches down here, have we?
Now that you mention it, no. How's this place all bright?
The trap souls of the dead.
well, so you are always traveling in the presence of Cal, which helps with that. Because to the uninitiated, Juju, the elves, the pure elves in this world, it can't be dark within 10 feet of them. It's always like kind of light.
Do they glow in the dark?
They specifically do not glow. Darkness won't come near them.
It's like the perfect nightlight. You could rent yourself off to 8-year-olds.
I have that recorded now, Drew. Why would you say that?
But yes,
I mean, is that any worse than flush toilet?
okay.
Flush
With that,
toilet.
as you guys ascend the stairs, we'll take a 5-minute break or so I can go disinfect my brain.